It's Monday, January 27th. Return to Auschwitz-Birkenau. Survivors remember the horror and the lives lost 80 years after their liberation from the extermination camp. After almost 500 days away from home, Palestinians this morning have started the journey back to northern Gaza.
I think he's scared is the first thing. Why is he writing me a letter on a Sunday morning?
Campaigning in Quebec, Mark Carney calling out the leader of the Conservatives over the weekend. Carney is just one Liberal leadership hopeful on the campaign trail.
What's a Davies? Oh, Canada! Their time has come!
And the countdown is on. The 2026 FIFA World Cup kicks off in just 500 days. Let's hope Canada has more moments like this. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
Hi, I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Monday.
Yeah, lots to get to. So let's get to news this hour. Today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. In Poland this morning, commemorations have started to mark 80 years since the liberation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau death camp. About 50 survivors, along with their families and officials, made the silent march toward a location known as the Death Wall. So one by one, they laid wreaths, they laid candles in remembrance of the more than 1 million people who died here. Some of the survivors will speak at a service that's happening a little bit later on this morning. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Poland for the commemorations. Now, the Prime Minister met this morning with Howard Chandler and Miriam Ziegler, two Canadians who survived Auschwitz-Birkenau. Prime Minister Trudeau thanked them for sharing their stories. He also said this is a time when the world needs to be reminded what never again means. The Prime Minister, along with Howard Chandler and Miriam Ziegler, will attend the main commemoration ceremony today. Tens of thousands of Palestinians are making their way home in northern Gaza this morning. I want to show you a live look at what's happening right now. Is this not an incredible image? So the journey north, it was supposed to start on Saturday, but it was held up over the release of an Israeli hostage. Roadblocks were finally lifted this morning after Hamas agreed to hand over 3 hostages. Most of the people heading north, well, you can see, are making the trip by foot. The drive north could take days because there are checkpoints in place. Palestinians have waited more than a year to go back home, with many people unsure of what they are going home to. A busy weekend on the campaign trail in this country for Liberal leadership hopefuls as top contenders make their pitches in Quebec.
Monsieur Poilievre, he wants to control everything. He wants to insult half the country. He doesn't have respect for the deputies. He doesn't have respect for the people. And the Canadians will have a real option in the next election.
Mark Carney receiving a key endorsement from, you saw him there, Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne in Quebec. The former Bank of Canada governor has the support of much of cabinet. In fact, 16 ministers have backed him so far. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland has support of 5 of her former cabinet colleagues. Freeland also made her own pitch in Quebec Sunday, appearing on a popular radio show. Former government House Leader Karina Gould campaigned in the province Saturday before working the phones in Toronto on Sunday. So meanwhile, Ottawa area MP Chandra Arya says the party has told him he is not allowed to run for party leadership. They're only citing a rule that says prospective candidates can be disqualified if they're found to be, quote, unfit for office. In a social media post Sunday, Arya thanked the volunteers who have helped him since announcing his intention to run. He says he's now weighing his options. Another deadline in the Liberal leadership race is today. So this is the last day for people to register as a Liberal if they want to vote in the leadership race. Now that Chandra Arya is out of the race, here is the list of who is still in. Former MP Frank Baylis, former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney, former MP Ruby Dalla, former Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, former government House leader Karina Gould, and MP Jaime Batiste. The Liberals will pick their new leader on March the 9th. New tariffs from the U.S. against Canada are now possibly less than a week away, and Canada's premiers are still not on the same page.
I did my part saying, let's focus on the things that we know the Americans care about, national security and border security, and everybody else went off freelancing. And the thing they kept returning to was punishing Alberta and punishing energy.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith not backing down, saying cutting off energy exports to the U.S. is not the right move. She also says she doesn't want Canada's response to focus on counter tariffs. The other premiers have agreed to keep all options on the table. U.S. President Donald Trump said over the weekend again, tariffs against Canada are coming on Saturday, February the 1st. Another conference championship and another heartbreak for the Buffalo Bills.
Orbit motion, now peels back to the left. Chiefs are chasing Josh Allen. He throws it up for grabs, and the pass is incomplete! Incomplete! Off the arm of the would-be receiver, Dalton Kincaid!
That is the moment Kansas City all but confirmed their spot in a third straight Super Bowl, beating the Bills 32-29 in a thriller. Meanwhile, in the NFC, the Eagles beat the Commanders 55-23. Decisive. Kansas City, by the way, now has the chance at an unprecedented three-peat at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. They actually beat the Eagles 2 years ago as well. You can catch the Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th on TSN and CTV. A trendy pizzeria in Norwich, England, is declaring war on pineapples.
So a few weeks ago, we thought it'd be funny to put a £100 Hawaiian pizza up on our delivery menu. This was just a joke to begin with, but then it got picked up by our local rag, and it's sort of snowballed.
Okay, so yeah, you heard that right, a 100-pound pizza. That's $180 around. The co-owner of Lupa says they don't like Hawaiian pizza and that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza at all.
Well, not like that. They've got full rings of it on the pizza.
Well, maybe that's their counter argument instead of doing it like everybody else. For the record, no one has paid for the 100-pound pizza yet, but funny.
I don't know that I hate fruit on pizza.